Hey guys, today I'm going to talk about your fender, basically your real fender on your bike. I've noticed on the XP that when you ride on a wet road or through a mud puddle or puddle of water or something such as that, that the water tends to shoot off the rear wheel and shoot up. I've had it end up a little bit on my back, but mainly most of it ends up on my rear bag, my lights back here, whatever. So it's a little spray that comes off of it, and if you notice and you stand directly over your XP and look down, you can see that the rear wheel projects out a little bit beyond the fender, just enough beyond it that it will sling that water into up and around the fender up a little bit. It's not bad, but it is a little bit of a nuisance. So what I'm going to do, I haven't done it yet, but what I'm getting ready to do is I'm going to shift this fender. This fender is anchored in 3 different places. It's anchored with this brace to this point, and then you've got another anchor, which is a cross member between these 2 tubes that it anchors into here, and down below there's a bracket that comes out below your seat tube that it anchors to. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take these 2 screws out and loosen this one up, and I'm going to rotate this rear fender down probably about 2 inches. Feel like by doing that, it'll help prevent that spray from coming up. But I won't know until I do it and I do a test ride. I will continue this video after I've done this modification and after I've gone out and test ridden it to see if in fact it will stop that factor. I don't seem to have any problem with the front fender, so I'm not going to do anything there. I think that it comes down. You get a little spray back in here from it, but that doesn't bother me too much. It's just this other that comes up and gets on my bag and in this area that I'm kind of concerned about. So my rear fender is really all in them. And I noticed there have been some videos out where guys have put mud flaps on them. Nothing wrong with that. It's just that I wanted to make the bike look a little cleaner and not have the mud flap on it. So I felt like all I really need to do is rotate this fender down a little bit to alleviate that problem. So until I do my modification and take it out and test ride, pause my video until then. To detach the fender, you will need a 4mm or 5/32 inch Allen wrench to disconnect the fender brackets. First, let's talk about the brackets that are required. I made the brackets from a 3/4 inch by 3/32 steel ball. One bracket will be used to secure the front lower end of the fender to the existing bracket at the bottom of the seat tube. The steel bracket is 2 1/2 inches long with the ends rounded and 2 holes drilled to receive number 8 machine screw. 1 1/2 inch long screw with nut and washer is used to secure the fender to the bracket. Next, 2 brackets are needed to offset the fender at the rear wire supports, one at each rack lug at the rear wheel axle fork blades. Each bracket is 1 1/2 inches long with the ends rounded and 2 holes drilled to receive number 8 machine screws. 2 3/4 inch long number 8 machine screws with nuts and washers are needed to attach the rear wheel axle fork blade lugs. After the brackets are made, either paint them color to match frame or do as I did and wrap them with heat shrink tubing. Next, at the hole in the fender that attaches to the rear fork cross tube, cap this hole off. I used a number 8 screw with nut and rubber end cap. 2 inches below the existing hole in the fender that is capped, drill a hole to receive the existing cross tube screw. Once this is done, the assembly of the modified rear fender is ready. Here are some of the before and after pics showing the different brackets and the rear fender profile. Note, since the fender was rotated 2 inches and the fender's rear wire support arms are not connected at the center of the rear wheel axis, there are 2 options to align the fender on center of the wheel. The first that I chose is the offset bracket option. The second option is to move the rear support arm attachments at the fender 2 inches up the fender. The downside to the second option is that the existing 2 holes for the wire attachment to the fender would have to be plugged, which would have been somewhat unsightly. Okay guys, I've done all my modifications on my rear fender and have ridden probably about 45 miles since I made my changes to my rear fender. and everything seems to be working fine. I rode through several mud puddles and things just to test it out. I no longer have any problems with the water coming up and hitting the back of my rack bag, and also ending up putting some of the water and mud ending up on the top side of my rear bag. So that problem was corrected, and it took me a little more time than I had initially thought. Just by virtue, I had to make some little brackets here to go on this connection to take the fender brace right here and to move it backwards. The main reason for that is that if you keep it in the same place and you rotate it, it takes your fender and it rotates it into your back wheel. So you have to make another little bracket to pull it out here. And of course this bracket right here, I moved it up about 2 inches. And so that means that the backside rotated down about 2 inches. But it's working fine. So this will conclude this video. I hope that you've gained a little bit of knowledge if you want to rotate your rear fender 2 inches to keep the mud from coming off of the back wheel and slinging up and getting on your rear rack, and possibly a little bit getting on your back. You wouldn't think it would do that, but I was having that issue, so that's the main reason I rotated it, as opposed to put in a mud flap, anything like that back there. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. Until next time, y'all have a nice day.